Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you guys about what's going on and just my opinions, my unpopular opinion. I find that I just have the most polar opposite perspective and opinion on things, and I just felt like I needed to share it. There's a lot of biased narratives out here. I don't watch the news, but every time I'm scrolling past the news on YouTube or social media, you see all these one-sided narratives. And, I just thought, I should just have my own opinion and be able to talk about it. And just be able to have a dialogue with people, and we just have a good conversation, whether we're the same or different than people, we should be able to still have mature dialogues and conversations out here as adults. So I really wanted to talk about this topic let me get my camera. Hold on real quick. I really wanted to, is it gonna slide? Okay. So I really wanted to talk about this topic, honestly, ever since this whole COVID thing happened, because it's we hear about it on the news, we hear about it from our family members, our loved ones, but it's not like we can really see it, It's more so until you know somebody that has it, you can't really fully experience that full thing of COVID and all that type of stuff. So when COVID was coming out, it was one of those things that, I didn't have a problem with following, the rules as far as, wearing a mask, staying protected, and all those type of things. That's not the problem or the issue I have. And I've been social distancing always, from the jump, as far as me and my family goes. And even though we aren't vaccinated and we don't plan on that, we still take great measures to, clean everything, stay as distant as possible, just do our due diligence as, adults, and just keep ourselves healthy, take our vitamins, make sure we're eating right. I'm vegan, so, we make sure that we're eating, great stuff, and, just mentally putting ourselves and spiritually in the best mindset that we can be in during these trying times. Okay, y'all? So let me just get straight into it. So I was literally watching this video, and I'm not gonna say the exact name of it, but it was this big social media platform by one of these black Mongols, and I just seen a very one-sided conversation. It was three people of color. It was two sisters, and then it was one brother actually, and they were actually all vaccinated, and they were just talking about their personal experiences with getting vaccinated and doing all those type of things, and just everything that's going on now as far as them pushing it even more stronger. And I was just kind of okay, I was listening, and I wasn't listening to just respond, but I'm listening openly, willingly, because I want to hear why these people are deciding to make these decisions. I have family members, I have, parents, my parents, they, believe in the vaccination and all these type of things. So I totally get that there are people who have that mindset and that mind frame, and I'm not here to make anyone feel guilty or wrong about any of those things. I do know that it is a personal decision, and I do know as Black Americans, we are very unhealthy, especially just as Americans in general. I mean, we're very unhealthy compared to the Asian culture, the Indian culture, the, European culture, and all those type of things. So to me, I know that there are a lot of people who are unhealthy, you know, that are in the Black community, that are obese, that are diabetic, that have high blood pressure. So I get all of those things. I get it. And, you know, I'm so blessed that I, or, you know, any of my family members haven't, you know, had those haven't had any of those experiences. But, you know, for me, I just do my research at the end of the day. That's how I even got into choosing to stay vegan, is that I just got into research. But nonetheless, I just wanted to say that doing my research, I just realized how the news and just the history that is behind vaccines, behind big pharma, behind the medical industry is all false and it's all lies. You see, especially as Black people, they have tried to erase our history for so long, and they did achieve that at one point. But now that our ancestors are coming through and they are being reincarnated through us to be able to restore these historical and these, you know, artifacts and these ancient knowledges and texts, a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are tapping into that higher realm of awareness and being more, you know, critical with what they do, you know, on this 3D, you know, realm that we live in. So I am completely against getting vaccinated as far as for me, you know, and my family. And I do know that I'm making the right decision based off of my health conditions and everything that I see, you know, my family does is really, you know, very healthy as far as, you know, the supplements and the vitamins that we do take and the lifestyle that we choose to live. And I just want to put it out there that, you know, it's okay for people to disagree. It's okay for us to have differences. It's okay that I disagree. It's okay, you know, that people make their own individual choices. But what I would like to say is that it is not okay when you silence people, when you want to distance, you want to separate people. And as beings, we are very social. So for you to not want to associate yourself with somebody or call someone, you know, a conspiracy theorist or, you know, anti this because they're a critical free thinker, that's not the best way to judge someone. I think we need to have more compassion about these things. And it is very prevalent that in our history, especially as Black women, we have literally been dying, and we have literally had the worst experiences when it comes to working in the medical field and having to interact with these people. And, you know, when it comes to childbirth, especially, you know, there's a higher mortality rate for Black women than any other race. So for people to look at me and be like, well, you know, we're supposed to trust the government, we're supposed to trust big pharma, we're supposed to trust these white, predominantly white, male, female doctors with our Black bodies, don't make no sense. And I'm not judging people who do, but what I am saying is that for these celebrities and these influencers to be getting paid to make posts about how they're pro-vaccination, but then lo and behold, behind the scenes, you know, they're all holistic and they're against medicine and all this stuff through their daily life, but they're getting paid behind the scenes to make these posts and use this as propaganda to pretty much have people that follow and idolize them pick a side is not right. And I'm not going to sit here and just see stuff like this and not say it and bring it up. And it's important for people like me. It's important for you who are watching. If you are someone who's a free thinker, who believes that even if you don't agree, we can still have a dialogue, we can still have conversation, because really it's about our sovereignty, and it's really about the fight for us having freedom. I'm not getting microchipped, okay? I'm not into AI. I'm not into a lot of popular things that people are into, and I'm not falling into that whole microchip thing, or 5G, I'm very aware of what the agenda is, and it's not for the betterment of society at the end of the day. So you need to really do your research on the 3 companies that own, I think it's 3 or 2, but that own the news stations. You need to look at the companies that own big pharma, or the big pharmaceutical companies that are really big in the industry. And you need to do your research as far as to, these so-called celebrities and just these people that we as Black people try to connect with and look up to, but they don't care. There's a very small percentage that do care, and the ones that do care aren't on Instagram or on social media, just shucking and jiving at what the white man says and comes and pushes an agenda. No, these celebrities are probably very on a smaller level, and they're way more conscious. But even if you're a celebrity and you're on social media, I mean, everyone has their own agenda with anything. So it's kind of like, it is what it is. You just have to really, do your due diligence and just have that discernment. But I am completely against the COVID vaccination, and it's not like I'm anti-vax and I've been that way since I was born. No, it was that I did my own research, and at a certain point in my life where I was able to make those decisions, because I do know that I'm going to make the best decision for my children, and they would never get vaccinated. Never. They don't have to be in no school with other children who may be coming in contact with them and they are vaccinated, or they may get sick. I will be doing all the work to homeschool them and make everything I can do right by what I see as best. So that will never happen. And I think it's important for people like me to speak up. It's okay, everyone can speak up about where they see, things in their perspective. But I have been seeing a lot of things, as far as people, transitioning due to the vaccine. People have literally, had these vaccinations, and then their cycle has changed. And if you're in tune with your womb and you're in tune with your body, you realize that that's not gonna add up. It's not gonna be in alignment with what you are. So I think people are just on different frequencies. And if you're on a lower frequency, or if you're on a higher frequency, then, you're gonna have a different lifestyle, than someone else. You're gonna make different choices, but I just really wanted to give my opinion, and I know it's an unpopular one. I know people are probably going to be like, sis, we don't care. But I just wanted to put it out there, whether somebody watches this or not. I just want to say that before you make a decision, just because these politicians or a celebrity or your parents are pushing it, you need to really just make a deep, thought, and just really meditate on it. And if it resonates with you, if you aren't so-called really healthy, if you have these challenges or things where you really feel like it's the best thing, then you make that decision. But like I say to anybody, we can make any decision we want. We have free will. But there's always, a consequence, There's always going to be a consequence to whatever choice and decision you make. And there's always going to be love, for me on my end when it comes to what anyone makes as far as their decision with vaccines. But what I will not tolerate is just this one-sided narrative when it comes to, you know, the vaccine. And there needs to be more people that don't, you know, believe in the vaccine, and they would like to have more dialogue about, well, why don't you, you know, speak more, you know, information to people to let them know it's not just because you want to disagree or that, you know, you're not smart. It's more so that, you know, you're doing the research, you know, the history of how Black people have been treated in the medical industry. And when you look back at it, were our ancestors really using vaccines? No, not my ancestors, you know. So as far as any of that stuff, I'm not for it. And, you know, at the end of the day, you can feel how you want to feel, you know, and the haters, they gonna hate. I mean, you ain't popping if you ain't got no haters. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and let's just be mature. Let's just be, you know, very open to having conversations about things that may be uncomfortable. But if you never have these conversations, then people will just be one-sided and never get to fully speak and use their throat chakra to say what they have to say. Like, let's speak up and let's speak out and let's educate ourselves. So I really just appreciate you guys for listening. If you got this far, this is like maybe like the first, second, or third video that I might post on this channel. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys if you watched it till the end. And I am completely against the COVID vaccination. I ain't trying to travel. I'm not trying to be out in the club. I'm not trying to be out in the streets, okay? Like, I am sitting here chilling, okay? And I can do that for the rest of my life, okay? I am happy with self. I don't have to be shopping. I don't have to be, you know, at a concert doing anything like that. I'm very, you know, chilled, and I enjoy, honestly, being isolated at times to just really regenerate and just recuperate, you know, my energy when interacting with people. So it's just my unpopular opinion. I really thank you guys for tuning in, and if you guys would like, you can definitely comment down below any ideas on what other topics I should talk about, because I have another one that is for especially, you know, the men out there who, you know, are very, you know, free when it comes to their style of relationships and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I should make a video about that and see the reaction when it comes to that. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but I thank you guys for staying tuned in with me. And if you've been subscribed since day one, I love you. I love you, because I have been posting in years, so you're a real one for that. But all right, you guys have a good rest of the day, and if you enjoyed this video, then definitely share it with somebody who you might think will help bring up some conversation that may be difficult for you guys to have. Or if you enjoyed it, definitely like it. And if you would enjoy commenting anything, then hey, let me know down below. Peace.